Today we are going to be working on lesson 3-4 of 6th grade everyday math. Our objective is to examine how formulas are derived or made, and then how to evaluate the formulas. So in the previous lessons, we've talked about variables, specific cases, and general. And today we're going to be making up our own and then solving them. So my first challenge for you is I want you to listen to my directions, and then I want you to jot this out on a piece of paper just in a corner or something. I want you to make an algebraic expression for this. The perimeter of a square is 4 times the length of a side. If the length of one side is S, what is the perimeter? So go ahead and pause this and make an algebraic expression for the perimeter of a square. So push pause. You should have a variable in this. Okay, you are back. If this is my square and each side is S, I should have S plus S plus S plus S equals perimeter. So you should have S plus S plus S plus S, perimeter equals that. Or you could have done 4S equals, or 4 times S equals P. So this is what we're doing today. So when I ask you to make an algebraic expression, it's where we use our variables and our information to write an expression. Okay, so if you open up your book to page 93, here we are using formulas. So you should be open to page 93. I want to look at the example. It says, find the perimeter of the rectangle shown below. You guys already know how to find the perimeter. That's not what we're finding here. We are writing an algebraic expression to find the formula. So if you notice here, this is not a square like the example. It's a rectangle. So they have height and B represents the base. So if you look at this picture here, I am noticing that there is 2 bases and 2 heights. And I also know that if you add them all together, it equals a perimeter. So it says the first time, one way to find the perimeter of the rectangle is to find the sum of the lengths of the sides. We already know that, add all of them all together. Another way to find the distance halfway around the rectangle is to multiply the distance by 2. So base plus height times 2, because there are 2 of them. Notice in my drawing here, if the lighting will work, I did this with solid and this with dots. 1, 2. So if you look in your example there in the book, it has P, which is perimeter, equals 2 times base plus height, not times, plus, because we're not finding the area. So it says use the formula P equals 2 times base plus height to find the perimeter of a rectangle if B equals 8.5 inches and H equals 4.5 inches. So what I'm going to do here, and they have the solution strategy right there for you, I'm going to plug those numbers in. So I have P equals, and you should be doing this as well, 2 times, and then I have to add B plus H. My B is 8.5 and my H is 4.5. So here what I did is I plugged those numbers in. So now notice the only thing I'm left is P. That's the one I'm solving for. So then if I add 8.5 and 4.5, you'll see in your book you get 13. 13 times 2 is 26 inches. So your answer is going to be 26 inches. So now what you're going to do for numbers 1 through 4 is you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be plugging in the value for the variable and solving your algebraic expression. So if we look at number 1, it says, the area of the shaded region between the two squares on the diagram can be found by using the formula. Again, you have to read these so we know what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the area, moving away from perimeter, of the shaded part. It says, using the formula, area equals big W squared minus little w squared to find the area of the shaded region. Big W is equal to 20 inches and little w is equal to 9 inches. What I want you to do now is plug those numbers in to your formula. So area equals 20 squared minus 9 squared and see what you get for your answer. Pause this. When you're done, come back. Make sure you pause now. Okay. Well, you are back. I have the answer here. So, number 1, there's my formula. A equals big W squared minus little w squared. Plug those in. 20 squared minus 9 squared. And you should have gotten 319 inches squared. You have to have squared because it is the area. 319 inches squared. Now you should do number 2. It's number 1 on page 94. I lied. So it's not number 2, it's number 1 on page 94. So we just did that page number 1 on page 93, 1 on page 94. The volume for the area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height. You can use a formula to construct the formula for the area of a triangle. So the area of a triangle is half of base times height. So you have your formula right there. What you need to plug in now is your B is 4 centimeters and your height is 2.5 centimeters. So you're going to take half of 4 times 2.5. You need to pause this video and solve that. So pause right now. Okay, number 2. Here's my formula. 1/2 base times height. 4 times 2.5 gives me 10. Half of 10, so 1/2 times 10 is 5. Your answer should be 5. If you did not get 5, you plugged this in wrong. All you're doing is plugging in the value. So number 3, so if you got that wrong, you need to go redo it because I'm going to be looking at your work. Number 3, you can use the formula C equals 1.1 times T to find the average number of calories a typical adult uses while lying in bed resting. The variable T represents the number of minutes a person is resting, and C is the number of calories used while resting. Okay, so again, you have a formula. Notice on A, how many calories does a resting adult use in 12 minutes? Well, our formula is made for minutes, so you can go ahead and plug that 12 in. Before you do B, though, I want you to caution. How many calories does adult use in 120 seconds? How many seconds are in a minute? Once you have that, you need to pause this video, solve A and B. When you're ready, come back and I will have the answers for you. Okay, so it should look something like this. A, C equals 1.1 times 12. And B, 120 seconds is 2 minutes. So 1.1 times 2. So your answer for B is going to be 2.2 calories. And letter A, 12. It's not 12.12, which a lot of you, I think, put on there. It is, if you actually have to do the math, 12 times 1.1, which is actually 12 times 11. If you solve that, we get 13.2, because there's one number behind the decimal, because this is actually 1.1. Okay, I want you to do number 4 on your own. When you're done with number 4, you can work on page 95, what's my rule? And then also 95A and B. If you need to, on Edpuzzle, there are those videos that talk about box and whisker plots. So you can use that. Otherwise, it's minimum, maximum, mode, and median. So you can use your Edpuzzle videos to help you with that. Then when you're done, of course, finish up with math boxes and 3-4 study link.